If your penis isn't getting hard like it used to, if your morning erections have faded, or you find yourself quietly stepping away from intimacy, not because you want to, but because your body just isn't responding, then this message is for you. Maybe you've even caught yourself thinking, well, I guess this is just what it means to get old. But let me tell you, as someone who's spent more than 30 years working with men over 60, the real truth is, for most of you, it's not just aging. It's a warning signal, a sign your body is missing a few simple things it desperately needs. I'm Dr. Thomas Meyer, and I've seen proud, strong, resilient men walk into my office, frustrated and worried, feeling like their bodies are betraying them. Some are embarrassed to even say the word erection out loud. But I always tell them, look, you're not broken. Your body is trying to tell you something, and if you listen, you can fix it. What I want to share today isn't magic, and it's not hype. It's based on decades of real-world results, thousands of patients, and the latest science. There are 3 essential vitamins that keep a man's body working. For energy, for performance, for that sense of vitality and confidence that makes you feel truly alive. Most men over 60 are missing at least one, often all 3. And that's why today, I want to walk you through what these vitamins are, why they matter so much more as you age, and exactly how you can get them working for you, starting right now. Let me start by painting a picture. Imagine you're a car, once new and powerful, now maybe a little older, but still full of potential. But lately, you're having trouble starting in the morning. The fuel gauge always seems low. The engine doesn't roar the way it used to. And sometimes, you stall just when you need to move. Now, is it because you're old? Or is it because no one ever checked what kind of fuel you're putting in the tank? That's what we're talking about today. But first, before we get to the practical steps, I want you to know you're not alone. If you're listening right now and any of this sounds familiar, I want you to type 1 in the comments. If not, that's okay. Type 0 and let me know what's on your mind. This is a community for real men, sharing real experiences with no shame and no judgment. Now let's dive into the first vitamin, the one I call the circulation catalyst. Let me tell you about Ron. 67 years old, happily married, but recently, he'd been sleeping further away from his wife. Not by choice, but because intimacy just wasn't working. He said, "Doc, I want to want her, but I just don't feel that spark. I try to get close and nothing happens. Is this it for me?" We did some simple tests, and guess what? Ron's vitamin D level was less than half of what it should be. Now, most people think of vitamin D as the bone vitamin or the sunshine vitamin. But for men over 60, it's so much more. When you're low on vitamin D, your blood vessels stiffen. Your body produces less nitric oxide, which is the stuff that allows blood to flow freely to all the right places. Without it, getting and keeping an erection becomes nearly impossible. But here's the part no one tells you. After age 60, your skin produces far less vitamin D from sunlight. And with more time indoors, medications, and just the normal aging process, your levels drop year by year, even if you're eating okay. More than half the men I see are low, and most have no idea. For Ron, I gave simple advice. I said, tomorrow morning, get outside. Even if it's cloudy, let the sunlight hit your arms and face for 15 or 20 minutes. And after breakfast, take a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement, the kind your body can actually use. Not D2, D3. And get your blood tested in a month so we know you're in the healthy range. Ron made those changes, and within a few weeks, he started waking up with morning wood again. His mood got better. He even told me, "Doc, I feel like a man again." That's the difference vitamin D can make for circulation, for erections, for that sense of being fully alive. So if you're listening and you haven't checked your vitamin D lately, don't wait. This one change, getting outside and adding a D3 supplement, could be the missing link to unlocking your performance and your confidence. And don't just take my word for it. I've seen it change lives over and over. But as important as circulation is, it's just one piece of the puzzle. The second vitamin I want to talk about is what I call the energy enabler. Now, picture Sam, a retired firefighter who came into my office looking utterly defeated. He said, "Doc, I'm tired all the time. I sleep 8 hours, but I still wake up exhausted. My muscles ache. My brain feels like it's in a fog. My wife misses the old me, and so do I." He thought maybe it was just getting old. But I suspected something else. We checked Sam's vitamin B12, and the numbers were barely even on the chart. Here's why that's such a big deal. B12 is like the spark plug for your entire system. Without it, your body can't turn food into energy. You can eat all you want, but if you're missing B12, it just doesn't get to your muscles, your brain, your heart, or your penis. After 60, your body struggles to pull B12 out of food. Your stomach gets less efficient, and if you're on medications for heartburn or diabetes, it's even harder. That's why so many men feel wiped out, even if they eat plenty of meat or eggs. Here's what I told Sam, and what I tell you. In the morning, right after breakfast, take a high-quality B12 supplement. Not just any B12. Look for methylcobalamin, the active form your body can use right away. If you don't like swallowing pills, use a sublingual tablet. Just pop it under your tongue and let it dissolve. Sam stuck to that routine, and in just a couple weeks, he noticed the difference. More energy, sharper focus, more interest in his wife. He started going on walks again, laughing with his grandkids, and he told me, "I feel like myself for the first time in years." If you're feeling tired, groggy, or disconnected, ask your doctor to check your B12. Don't settle for just getting old. With the right form and the right routine, you can get your energy and your passion back. But we're not done yet. There's a third vitamin, one that most men completely overlook, and it's absolutely essential for protecting your masculinity as you age. I call it the hormone guardian, and that's what I'll talk about in the next part. Now, let's talk about the third piece of the puzzle. This one is often forgotten, but if your drive has faded, if your recovery is slow, or you just don't feel that sense of masculine spark, vitamin E could be what you're missing. I'll never forget Bill, a 70-year-old man who'd always prided himself on staying active. "Doc," he said, "I'm doing all the right things, but I feel flat. No energy, no fire, and honestly, not much interest in sex. It's embarrassing." So I asked Bill about his diet. No surprise, he wasn't getting much vitamin E at all. Vitamin E is your body's natural defense against the wear and tear of aging. It's an antioxidant that helps keep your blood vessels healthy and protects your testosterone levels. As inflammation builds up, something that happens faster as you get older, your circulation slows, and so does your drive. Without vitamin E, even small injuries or stress can sap your strength and leave you feeling dull. Here's what I suggested for Bill, and it's what I recommend to you. At lunch, toss a handful of almonds or sunflower seeds into your salad, or drizzle olive oil on your vegetables. If that's not your thing, talk to your doctor about a good quality, natural vitamin E supplement. Look for mixed tocopherols on the label. Not all vitamin E is created equal, and the synthetic stuff just doesn't give you the same benefits. Bill added these changes, and by the end of the month, his wife pulled me aside. She said, "Thank you for giving me my husband back." That's what vitamin E can do, not just for your body, but for your confidence, your marriage, your entire sense of being a man. And just like with vitamin D and B12, consistency is everything. In the morning, take your vitamin D3 and B12 after breakfast. At lunch, add those nuts, seeds, or olive oil for vitamin E. If you're taking supplements, take them with food, so your body can absorb them fully. And don't expect overnight miracles. Your body needs time to rebuild. But give it a few weeks, and I promise you'll notice a difference. More energy, faster recovery, more interest in life, and in intimacy. Now, you might be wondering, can I just take one of these and forget the rest? Here's what I've seen after decades in practice. The real magic happens when you put all three together, every single day. It's like building a strong triangle: circulation, energy, and hormone protection all working in harmony. Let me tell you about Carl, a retired high school coach. He'd been taking vitamin D sometimes, B12 when he remembered, and vitamin E once in a blue moon. But he never saw real change until he made it a routine. Here's what Carl did, and what I want you to do. First, in the morning, right after breakfast, he took his B12 and his vitamin D3. If the sun was shining, he'd step outside for 15 minutes. No shirt, if possible, just to let the sunlight hit his skin. At lunch, he made a point of eating a salad with sunflower seeds or a handful of almonds, and always drizzled on olive oil for his vitamin E. And most importantly, he stuck to it. Every day, no excuses. Within a month, Carl called me and said, "Doc, I can't believe the difference. My energy's up, I'm sleeping better. And let's just say my wife is happy too." That's the power of synergy. Each vitamin on its own can help, but together, they amplify each other's effects. Vitamin D opens up the blood vessels. B12 fuels your engine. Vitamin E protects your hormones and your heart. It's not a quick fix or a magic pill. It's a foundation for living well every single day. And if you want to make this routine stick, here's my advice. Put your vitamins somewhere you can't miss them. Next to your toothbrush, by the coffee pot, wherever you'll see them first thing in the morning. Tie the habit to something you already do. Some of my patients even set a daily alarm on their phone, whatever works for you. And don't get discouraged if you don't notice change right away. Some men feel a shift in a week, others take a month. But trust me, if you stay consistent, your body will reward you. But there's one trap I see men fall into over and over, and I want you to avoid it. That's buying cheap vitamins at the drugstore and thinking they're all the same. I've had patients come in with bags full of bargain bottles, D2 instead of D3, cyanocobalamin B12 instead of methylcobalamin, synthetic vitamin E instead of the real thing. The results? Almost always disappointing. If you want real results, you need the real stuff. Vitamin D3, not D2. Methylcobalamin B12, not the cheap kind. Natural, mixed tocopherol vitamin E, not synthetic. And you need to take them every single day. Supplements only work if you do. If you're not sure what to buy, ask your pharmacist or your doctor. Don't waste your time or your money on things your body can't use. And always, always check with your doctor before starting any new supplement, especially if you're on medications or have health conditions. So here's what I want you to remember. Losing your energy, your erections, your spark, it doesn't have to be your new normal. For thousands of men I've worked with, it all started with fixing three missing pieces: vitamin D, vitamin B12, and vitamin E. When you put them together, every single day, you build a foundation for living better, feeling better, and being the man you want to be. Let's make it simple. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up after breakfast, take your D3 and B12. If you can, stand outside for a few minutes and let the sunlight hit your skin. At lunch, eat a handful of almonds, toss some sunflower seeds on your salad, or use a little olive oil on your veggies. In the evening, as you wind down, just notice: how's your mood, your energy, your sense of confidence? Those little daily choices are the building blocks of a stronger, healthier you. If you found this helpful, I'd love for you to like, subscribe, and share this with someone you care about. Drop a comment. Tell me your story, what you're struggling with, or what you want to hear about next. This is a community for real men, and you are not alone. Remember, your best years aren't behind you. They're ahead, if you're willing to take that first step. I'm Dr. Thomas Meyer. This is Advice for Elderly. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next episode.